So tonight you're going to need a chair, a couple of matching blocks, belt, and maybe a couch cushion. And we are going to start seated in that chair. So reach back, lift and separate, spread the wealth around a little bit. Kind of butt walk to the very front edge of that chair. And as you butt walk to the front edge of the chair, uncover those sit bones. Pull the flesh away from those sit bones and perch your bones right on the edge of the chair seat. And take your feet wide. Let your elbows rest on your lap. And bring your hands together in a prayer position. You're going to rest the inside corners of your eyes on the tips of your thumbs. So in between the tear duct and the eyebrow, let the entire weight of your skull rest on the tips of your thumbs. Shrug your shoulders down away from your ears. Let your head get heavy. And turn your attention inward. Cultivate long, slow, deep breaths. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Let your head get heavy. The weight of your skull rests on the tips of your thumbs. Elbows rest on your thighs. Do your best to keep on breathing. Melt into this. The thumb tips are stimulating acupressure points to help reduce eye strain and tension headache. So do your best to breathe. And after 3 or 4 or 5 slow, deep breaths, you may begin to feel a diminished sense of intensity. It doesn't hurt so bad. And then you're going to open your palms and wedge the edge of your thumbs just into the ledge of the eyebrow. So wedge your thumbs up underneath your eyebrows and pinch down between your first finger and thumb and pinch your eyebrows. So you're making a caveman brow ridge, pinching your eyebrows between first finger and thumb. And you're going to pinch along your eyebrows from the inside corner all the way to the ends of the eyebrows, feeling for tender sore spots. And there's probably 1 or 2 in there. If when you find a sore spot, linger there, breathe into it. Now you can sit any way you like. You can sit upright, or you can continue to rest your elbows on your lap. But whatever you choose to do, keep on breathing. And work your way from the inside, the outside corners of your eyebrows over to your temples. When you get to your temples, take your fingers to your temples and massage. Wiggle your jaw, stretch your face, maybe even yawn. Massage those temples. Get your skin to move around on your head. Get your scalp to move. Then work your fingers into your hair, just above your ears, massaging. Get your toupee to move around on your head. And then find your ears. Now I've got earbuds, so I'm going to pretend I'm doing this. You go ahead and grab your earlobes, pull down on your earlobes. Wiggle your jaw, stretch your face, yawn. Pull back on the sides of your ears, pull your ears backwards, wiggle your jaw, stretch your face, yawn. Find the tips of your ears, pull up like Mr. Spock. Wiggle your jaw, yawn, maybe even swallow. And then put your fingers in your ear holes. Push your ear holes forward. Wiggle your jaw, yawn, swallow. Fingers in your ear holes, pull down on your ear holes. You know what to do. Wiggle your jaw, yawn, swallow. Pull back, yawn, swallow, wiggle your jaw. And then finally, with your fingers hooked in your ear holes, pull up on your ear holes and wiggle your jaw, yawn, swallow. And poke your fingers out of your ears, wipe the earwax off. maybe wipe tears away. If you're like me, when you begin to stretch and relax, you have watery eyes. That's normal. It's a release of tension. You can take your fingertips to your jaw. Again, I'm putting my elbows on my lap just to be comfortable. Fingertips to your chewing muscles, so halfway between cheekbone and jawbone. Let your mouth hang open, slack jaw, and massage. Circle your fingertips around on those jaw muscles, cheekbone and jawbone. Then work back to your ears. Just in front of the ear holes, just in front of your ear holes, some of us have a little flappy bit of skin. That's actually called a trachea. Some people can get a piercing there. Other of us don't have that little flap. But right in front of the ear hole on the cheek, you're going to open and close your mouth as you press in with your fingertips and feel your jaw hinge open and shut. Feel a divot open up when you open your mouth in front of your ears. And then it closes when you close your mouth. So open and shut a few times. And then take a great big open mouth yawn. We're going to continue these great big open mouth yawns. What you're going to do is find the heels of your hands, and like you're home alone, you're going to jam the heels of your hands in at your cheekbones, and as you yawn, as your mouth falls open, drag down, push in with the heels of your hands, cheekbone to jawbone. Again, I've got earbuds in. Hopefully they don't fall out as I do this. Push in, yawn, drag down. And do 3 or 4 great big open mouth yawns. Push in with the heels of your hands and drag down. And then one final time, one final pass here. Start from cheekbone, yawn, drag down, push in as you yawn. And wipe the tears away. Turn your palms forward. Take a great big shoulder shrug. Shoulders come all the way up to your ears. Great big shoulder shrug up. And as you exhale, drop your shoulders down your back. Let's repeat. Palms stay forward the entire time. Great big shoulder shrug. Great big open mouth lion-like yawn. One more time. Show me all your dental work. Great big shoulder shrug. Great big yawn. Inhaling. Exhaling. All right. Shoulders stay dropped down away from your ears. You're going to find your collarbones. I am not a good model at all. Princess Diana was an excellent model. So you can imagine collarbones. Find your collarbones. Find your right collarbone. And if you feel, palpate that right collarbone. Find where the collarbone meets the sternum, that breastbone in the middle of your chest. Find where the collarbone and sternum intersect. And then go just inside, what I call the inside corner pocket. So where the collarbone meets the sternum, go just below the collarbone, just wide of the sternum, and feel that little pocket. It's actually a rib space. Push into that little pocket. Pin it in place. You can use all 10 fingertips. Press into that spot. And then tip your head back and away. From pushing in on the right side of my chest, I'm letting my head fall over to the left. And for added entertainment value, you can pout. Keep your bottom lip out over your top lip. Then unpout, slowly let your head roll around the front. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So find your left collarbone, where your collarbone meets your sternum, and find that inside corner pocket. A little divot. Push your fingertips into, and then your head tips over, back, and away. I'm pinning that left chest in place, letting my head fall back to the right. More intensity, bottom lip goes over top lip as you pout. And then when you've had enough of that, slowly come back. All right, palms forward. Great big shoulder shrug. Great big yawn. Inhale up. Exhale back. Exhale. Palms turn forward. Once again, shoulder shrug. Inhale, yawn all the way up. Exhale back and down. One more time. Great big shoulder shrug. Great big yawn. Inhale up. And exhale back and down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Turn your palms forward. And then, in fact, sweep your arms all the way up and overhead with your palms turned forward. Great big inhale at the top. And as you exhale, press your breath out. Drive your elbows and shoulder blades together onto your back. Palms are still shining forward. Inhale, reach for the sky. Inhale up. And exhale, squeeze elbows and shoulder blades. Pinch them together onto your back. Palms turned forward. Two more. Big inhale. Open, open, open. Arms are up. And as you exhale, drive it in, narrow. Feel a good wrinkle of skin between your shoulder blades. One more time. Do it for the children. Reach up as high as you can. And then as you exhale, drive those elbows and shoulder blades together onto your back. Keep those elbows and shoulder blades pinned together on your back as you reach down to find the seat of your chair or maybe the backrest of your chair. Continue to jut your chest forward. I think of the lady on the bow of the ship, the bowsprit. So imagine you had a ship pushing in between your shoulder blades. Thrust your chest forward. Let your head come forward for just a moment, and then slide your head back on a conveyor belt. Make a slight double chin. And if it works for you, if you've got a good wrinkle of skin between your shoulder blades, maybe you can continue to slide your head all the way back on a conveyor belt, and then let your head fall back. Let your head tip backwards. And some more stretch down the front of your throat. Pout. Bottom lip over top lip. Unpout. Without changing anything. Put one hand at a time. Both hands on your lap. Hands on your lap. Press into your hands. Pull your tummy in. Tuck your chest into your body. Finally, tuck your chin into your chest as you lean backwards and slouch. Lean into that spot between your shoulder blades. Hands on your knees. Pull on your knees as you inhale, sit tall. Let your chest come forward through your arms. So if you're familiar with cat-cow, we're doing a seated cat-cow. As you exhale, pull your tummy in, gut punch. Pull your tummy in, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, slouch. Hold on to your knees as you slouch backwards. And then as you inhale, chest up, shoulders down, chest sticking out. And continue to exhale, slouch, round, lean into the spot between your shoulder blades. Inhale, pull on your knees, sit up tall, chest moves forward through your arms, lifting your heart towards the sky. Two more just like that. Exhale backwards. Inhale forward. Use your arms to do much of the work. So you're pushing and pulling with your hands. Hands securely fastened on your lap, on your knees. Finish by sitting up tall, chest out, big and proud. Release your arms, palms to the front, shoulder shrug, inhale up, and exhale back and down. Inhale, both arms all the way up and overhead. And with palms turned forward, exhale, drive your elbows down behind your back. Try getting your shoulder blades to kiss. Try getting your elbows to kiss on your back. Palms are turned forward. And then release. So your shoulder blades are shaped like triangles with a pointy tip pointing down. A flat bottom across the top of each shoulder blade. So each shoulder blade has a flat top and a pointy bottom tip. We're going to work with that idea of drawing your shoulder blade tips down and in narrow towards one another. Letting the tops of your shoulder blades almost widen out. So your shoulder blades kind of dial out like wings and they pinch in narrow at the tips. Across your shoulders gets wider, but down around the brow line, things get a little bit more narrow in the middle of your back. We're going to work with that idea. Inhale, take both arms up and overhead. As you exhale, drive your elbows and shoulder blades together onto your back. Tips of your shoulder blades come together. The tops of your shoulder blades widen apart one another. Go ahead and release your right hand down. Just let that right arm rest in your lap. We're going to focus on the left hand. The left arm is still up. Elbow bent, palm turned forward, shoulder blade kissing your spine. Turn your head away from the left hand and tip your chin down into your right armpit. With your head tipped down towards your right armpit, continue to pull that left shoulder blade down your back and pinch the bottom tip of that shoulder blade in against your spine. If you want more intensity on this next stretch, you can take your right hand up and over to the back corners of your skull and add the weight of that right hand to the next stretch. So your fingertips can touch the base of your skull. And with your left palm turned forward, you're giving me the stop sign with that left hand. Keep pulling that left shoulder blade down your back. This is a stretch of the upper trapezius muscle. These are the muscles that your backpack or your racer's back sports bra touch. The straps of your backpack touch these trapezius muscle, and the straps of your racer back sports bra lie atop this trapezius muscle. And then from here, really slowly put your head on straight and release both arms. Palms turn forward, arms dangling at your sides. Great big shoulder shrug, great big open mouth yawn. And inhale, both arms all the way up. Once again, palms turn forward. As you exhale, drive your elbows and shoulder blades together onto your back. So you look like a moose here. Saguaro cactus arms. And let that left arm drop. Now you just have the right hand giving you the stop sign. Right shoulder blade drawing down away from your ear and pinching in towards the spine. Let your head turn to the left and then tip your chin down into your left armpit, almost like you're sniffing for deodorant. The harder you pull that right shoulder blade down your back, and the heavier you let your head tip over to the left, the more stretch you'll get across that upper trapezius. If you want even more intensity, you can take your left hand up and over the back corners of your skull. Trapezius muscle attaches at the base of your skull, the top of the shoulder blade. And that's why you want to pull the base of your skull and the top of your shoulder blade away from one another with that trapezius stretch. A little bit more stretch if you tip the bottom angle of that shoulder blade in towards the spine. And then release. Palms forward. Arms dangling at your sides. Great big shoulder shrug. Great big yawn. One more time. Great big shoulder shrug. Great big yawn. Inhale up. Exhale back. And down. All right. We're still perched at the very front edge of our seat. Make sure your sit bones are touching the front edge of your seat. Toes are spread. Hands come to your lap. Shoulder shrug up. Exhale back and down. Now, if you have a block, I recommend taking that block and tucking it between your knees. If you don't have a block, a child's play ball or a stuffed animal will do, even a small couch cushion. But you want something to squeeze. When you squeeze your thighs against that brick, you activate the inner thigh muscles. Ideally, it's the inner thigh muscles, not the butt muscles. So reach back and make sure those butt cheeks are relaxed, but grip that brick with your inner thighs. Relax your toes. By engaging the inner thighs, you help to start to engage the core muscles, the pelvic floor, and your abdominal muscles. So squeeze that brick like you love it, then pull that pelvic floor up into your body, even draw your belly button towards your spine. Kind of want to lock everything in from the waist down. Everything from the belly button down locks into place and doesn't shift or move in a perfect world. Find that right shoulder shrug up. Hitchhike that right shoulder back and down and find the seat of your chair with your right hand. Or maybe the backrest of your chair. You want that right shoulder blade in close to the spine and your shirt stretched tight across your right breast. Left arm sweeps up, squeeze the brick, and as you exhale, pull your tummy in, take that left arm diagonal across to the outside of your right leg. In a perfect world, your hips did not shift and your legs are still even. Now turn to look over the back shoulder. Work that back arm around the backrest of the chair, maybe hooking that elbow to the backrest of the chair. And rotate your torso to the right, to your right. I'm going to get sneaky with you. Keep everything else the same. Locate the back arm. That would be your right arm. Snake that right arm underneath the other arm and hold on to the other side of your lap. So you end up with your arms crossed, one hand on the outside of each thigh. Curl that bottom arm through as far as you can get. You want your elbows to cross in front because from here you're going to take that bottom arm, flip it up, and wrap the top arm around it. So we're doing eagle arms, Garudasana. You're going to lean into that spot between your shoulder blades. Breathe into that spot between your shoulder blades. So that trapezius, that kite-shaped muscle, attaches at the base of your skull, the tops of your shoulder blades, attaches to the insides of the shoulder blades and the spine. So let your shoulder blades divorce from one another, spread wide across your back, and get a stretch right in between the shoulder blades. Do your best to keep on breathing. Now shifting around a little bit gets different muscle fibers to stretch. So as your elbows press forward, your waistline and belly pulls back. You're going to lift and lower your elbows like you're sliding your forearms up and down a wall. So forearms slide up and down an imaginary wall. And you might feel that stretch twang through different muscle fibers between your shoulder blades. And one more nice deep breath here. Really breathe in between your shoulder blades, maximum stretch. And exhale, release. Oh, palms forward, arms dangled, shoulder shrug. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. All right, reset. Make sure your feet are flat. You're embracing that brick. Your knees are even. Your hips are not going to shift or move on the chair. You can feel your sit bones on the front edge of that chair seat. And as you embrace the brick, as you squeeze the brick, you also pull your belly button towards your spine. That's our starting position. Release your arms to your sides, and with an inhale, take both arms up and overhead. And exhale, release your arms down to your side. Palms turn forward as you shoulder shrug. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. Locate that left hand. You're going to hitchhike that left shoulder up like you're itching your ear and hitchhike that left shoulder blade onto your back. Hitch that left shoulder blade in against your spine. And then reach down with that left hand to find the chair seat or the back of the chair. Right arm comes up. Reach for the sky. As you exhale, squeeze the brick, pull your belly in, take that right arm diagonal across to the outside of your left leg. Begin to turn to your left, looking over your back shoulder, maybe working that backhand around the backrest of the chair. By drawing your shoulder blades down away from your ears. Rotate your heart. As you do this, continue to squeeze the brick, maintain some abdominal muscle tone. So that ideally, the twist happens above your belly button. Everything below the waist is held solid. And take that back arm, snake it underneath the front arm. You're going to take that left arm, crawl it underneath the right arm, crawl it down the outside. You end up with both hands, one on the outside of each leg. Arms are crossed. And then take that bottom arm, flip the bottom arm up, and wrap the top arm around it. You end up with Garudasana, eagle arms. Elbows pressing forward, waistline pulling back. Breathing into that spot between your shoulder blades. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears as your elbows press forward. And once again, you can play around with taking deep breaths and sliding your forearms up and down an imaginary wall. And then from here, release. Turn your palms forward. Great big shoulder shrug, great big yawn. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. Once again, reach down, find the seat of your chair or the backrest of your chair. Crawl your hands up a little bit higher onto the backrest of the chair. Work your fingers in a little bit more narrow, pinky fingers. Eventually, maybe side by side at the very top of your chair as you let your chest stick out. Holding on to that brick. Breathing, big chesty breaths. Shoulder blades, creating a deep wrinkle of skin between your shoulder blades. And if it works for you, shoulders stay down as you drop your head forward. Let your chin tuck in towards your chest. Again, think of the upper trapezius. Let your head hang heavy. Let your chin tuck in deep and pull the tops of your shoulder blades away from your ears. Take it up a level. You might start to bend your elbows. Keep your elbows narrow. Working with your hands on the sides of your backrest or hands at the top of the backrest. Pinky fingers narrow in towards one another. Elbows narrow in towards one another. So if your elbows bend, try bending them straight towards the ceiling, not out to the side. If none of that makes sense, just breathe. You'll be fine. Head hanging, chin tucking in. And then with your head hanging, chin tucking in, release one hand to your lap. Release the other hand to your lap. With both hands on your lap, press into your hands. Slowly slouch, roll, crawl your hands up your lap to sit up. Put your head on straight. Palms forward, great big shoulder shrug. And a great big yawn. Still holding onto that brick. It hasn't gone anywhere. Your lower body's locked into place. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. Exhale, release your left hand to the chair. Hold on to the side of the chair. Reach up high with that right arm. And then tip over to the left. So you're creating a curve through the right side of your body. And you're holding onto the chair so you don't fall over. You're going to press that top palm out. Reaching through the pinky fingers, sweeping back through the thumb. The palm is flat like you're dribbling a basketball or wiping the top of a table. So pressing through those fingertips on the top hand, palm is flat to the ground. Now notice what happens to that top shoulder blade when you flip that top palm up. Flip that top palm up towards the sky. Did you feel that top shoulder blade shrug onto your back a little bit better? A little bit more? Just something to think about. Now that top palm is still turned up towards the sky, then reach up, smack the sun out of the sky, and release that right hand down to the chair. Palms forward, shoulder shrug, great big yawn. Inhale up, exhale back and down. And now take your left hand to hold it. This would be your right hand. Your right hand to hold on the chair seat. The left arm sweeps up towards the sky and over into a side stretch. You're steadying yourself, you're holding on with the bottom hand so you don't fall off the chair. Top palm is flat like you're wiping a table and reach through your fingertips, grow your fingernails longer. Pull back through the thumb, lengthen out through the pinky finger. Good strong stretch to the side of your body on that left side. You're still holding on to that brick? Do your hips shift or your toes relax? And then notice what happens with that top shoulder blade when you flip that top palm up. Try flipping that palm over as far as it will go. That top shoulder blade just kind of clunk down in against your spine. Maybe. Now that's something to think about. Press up through that palm, smack the sun out of the sky as you come all the way up to center. Palms forward, great big shoulder shrug. Good yawn. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. Exhale, release that left hand down to the chair seat. Inhale, stretch up nice and long and tall through that right arm. Now turn that right palm to face away from you. Draw that right shoulder blade onto your back, into socket. Now keep that shoulder blade down your back, that arm pulled into socket, and flip your palm back towards your head. And then bend your elbow, putting that hand down between your shoulder blades. That left arm comes up and over to find that right elbow. Push that right arm bone into the shoulder joint. Keep that shoulder blade in close to your spine if you can, and pull that arm behind your head. And breathe. And relax your toes. And then release. And let your arms drift down to your sides, palms turn forward. Great big shoulder shrug. Great big yawn. We will do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, both arms all the way up. And exhale down. Right hand finds the chair seat. The left arm comes up. Turn your palm to face away from you. Feel that arm bone kind of settle into the shoulder joint. That shoulder blade hugging towards the spine. It just kind of clunks into place. And then leave it there. That arm bone in socket, that shoulder blade kissing your spine as you turn your palm towards your head and bend that top elbow to give yourself a pat on the back between the shoulder blades. Right arm comes up and over to find that left elbow. Plug that left arm into socket, push the arm bone down into the shoulder joint, and then drag the arm behind your head. Head palm straight, and you are breathing. Inhale. And exhale, release. Let both arms drift down to your sides. Palms turn forward. Great big shoulder shrug. And a great big yawn. All right, you've been holding onto that brick for a while, so go ahead. Remove the brick from between your knees. Keep it handy nearby. Let your feet go wide. You're still perched at the very front edge of your chair seat. Make sure you lift and separate, divide and conquer. Really pull the flesh away from those sit bones. So your bones are touching the edge of the chair. Feet are wide. You're going to inch your toes forward so your toes stick out past your knees. And slide your elbows down your lap to rest just the tops of your knees. Elbows resting on your lap, just the tops of your knees. You make sure your knees are wide enough apart so that your knees are not collapsing in. Your knees are pointing off in the same direction that your toes are pointing. So my toes are pointing out at an angle, my knees are pointing out at an angle. Elbows resting on my lap. Let your chin tuck into your chest, let your shoulders pull away from your ears, and let the top of your head dive, slow motion dive down towards the ground. Elbows resting on your lap. If you dive far enough forward that you feel comfortable releasing one hand at a time, both hands down to the ground, feel free to put your hands down on the ground. If you're not quite reaching the floor, but you want to release your elbows from your knees, you put blocks beneath your hands. And with blocks beneath your hands, continue that slow motion forward hold, dive down through your legs. Can you relax your toes? Head hangs heavy. To come out of this, put one hand at a time, both hands on your lap. With hands on your lap, shrug your shoulders all the way up towards your ears, pull your shoulder blades down away from your ears, pinch your shoulder blades together, and then push your hands into your thighs to slowly lift your chest up. Come on up to sit. I'm going to do a little bit more shoulder stretch here. So with one hand on each knee, again, you still have your legs wide, hands braced on your thighs, on your knees. You're going to drop your right shoulder blade in towards the center and turn to look over your left shoulder. So twisting your torso, both elbows bent, right elbow hanging down between your legs, both hands on your knees. And inhale, come to center. And exhale, twist, drop that left shoulder and shoulder blade and elbow in down between your legs. But keep that left hand braced on your lap, turning to look over your right shoulder. Inhale to center. And exhale, twist, returning to that first side. Inhale to center and exhale, twist. And inhale to center. All right. If you're like me, you have blocks down. They're right between your legs. You're going to heel toe your feet in narrow. And just for fun, put your feet up on those blocks. So your feet are about hip width apart. Your knees are about hip width apart. Your hips are about hip width apart. And your sit bones are about hip width apart. You reach back and pull the flesh away from those sit bones. Let all those bones all be the same width apart. Imaginary block between the knees. Palms forward. Great big shoulder shrug. Great big yawn. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. Reach back, find the backrest of the chair. Let your chest jut forward. Your thighs are going to be a little closer to your chest because they're up on bricks. So chest and thighs meet sooner than later. Breathe. And then continue draping your chest out nice and long over your thighs, keeping your legs from opening apart. Your legs stay narrow, everything hip width apart. Maybe bring one arm, then the other arm out and around, and maybe hook your arm bones over your kneecaps and drop your head. So belly is resting on your thighs. Maybe your boobs are resting on your thighs. Maybe your armpits cup your kneecaps. Arms dangle down, and some of you might have long enough arms to reach down and find your toes. Head is hanging. Going for a big stretch in our back. This can be quite squishy if you had a large meal right before class. You can imagine this is probably not recommended if you're doing yoga for two. If you are pregnant, probably not a good idea. If you're popping out of your clothes, you don't want to be doing this pose. And then from here, release one hand to each thigh. Press into your hands slowly. Come all the way up to sit. All right. I'm going to play around with this a little bit. Get this hair out of my mouth. Okay. Kick the blocks out of the way. Inch your toes forward. Stretch both legs as straight forward as you can get them. Rock back on your heels. Bring your toes up. Nice straight legs. Shoulder shrug. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. Find the chair seat or maybe the backrest of the chair and stick your chest out. Your sit bones are securely fastened to the very front edge of the chair. Your legs are super straight. You are flaring your toes, heels touching the ground. Super straight legs as you jut your chest forward. Do your best to keep on breathing. Squeezing shoulder blades together, pulling the tops of your shoulders down away from your ears, leading the way with your heart. You get bonus points if your shirt splits open. Keep on breathing. Then to get out of this, you put one hand at a time. Both hands on your lap. And then bend one knee at a time. Put both feet flat. So you can step nice and tall. All right, from here, we're going to turn. We're going to scooch back. We're going to turn this into a nice deep hip stretch. So locate your right leg. Bring that right leg up. Shrug your shoulders down away from your ears and bring that right thigh in against your ribs. Get a good grip on that leg. Hold on to it. Maybe use a belt. Get a good strong grip on that right thigh. Shoulders are down away from your ears. And then shift your weight forward so that you find yourself sitting on the front edge of that sit bone. But keep hugging that right knee in against your ribs as best you can. And breathe. So this is a seated version of Ardha Uttanasana, half wind relieving posture. That right knee, that right thigh coming in against your ribs. You're squishing your guts on the right side of your abdomen, helping to move things along, if you know what I mean, digestion-wise. Get a nice deep breath here, breathing against that right thigh. Sitting up tall on the front edge of your sit bones. And then take that right leg. Flex the right foot and cross that right ankle on top of the left thigh bone. Right ankle bone is on the left thigh bone. And there's a groove near the kneecap. You can work that ankle bone around to find the groove near the kneecap. But if that's too bony, you can also push the ankle bone to the outside of the thigh. So that right ankle is resting on your left thigh. Flex that foot. In fact, both feet are flexed flat at a right ankle. And that right knee is pressing out and down away from you without using your hands. Think about pressing that right knee away from you and down towards the ground. Try using your hip muscles, your leg muscles to do that action. Pushing the thigh bone away and down. You end up with your lap a little bit flatter. Maybe your right shin bone a little bit more parallel to the ground. But what happened to your butt? Take a shoulder shrug up, back, and down. Find the chair seat. Maybe find the back rest of the chair. And shift your chest forward to shift weight forward onto your sit bones. Your challenge is to keep on breathing. Keep pushing that right thigh away and down towards the ground. Breathe. And then slowly sit up, but leave the legs as is. Release your arms. Turn your palms forward. Take a great big shoulder shrug. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. So you have that right leg crossed on top of your lap. The left foot is on the one on the floor. So take that right hand up. Raise your hand if you like yoga. And then take that right arm diagonal across. Right hand to heel. Grab a hold of the heel. Shrug your shoulders down your back. Let that left arm work around the back of the chair. Letting that left arm work around the back of the chair. You've got now 2 points of leverage. Right hand on the heel. Right hand pulls back on the heel. Heel presses into hand. And maybe you can lift your heart. And turn your chest a little bit more towards the back of the chair. And the hand that's on the back of the chair, maybe you can work that hand around all the way to the other side of the chair. Those shoulders away from your ears. Big chesty breath. Breathe. And slowly turn forward. Keep holding on to that foot. In fact, take both hands to hold on to that foot. Interlace your fingers and hook your fingers around the pinky toe sides of that foot. Foot stays flexed. You have one hand on the arch, one hand on the top of the foot. You're giving that foot a good squeeze. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Push your foot into your hands. Pull back with your hands and bring that toe up towards your nose. This is why you want to be in the middle or towards the back of your chair. You don't want to be perched on the edge. With a good strong grip on that foot, you're going to kick that foot out diagonal towards the front corner of the room. And then pull back hard with your arms, bringing that toe towards your nose. And then kick out diagonal to the left. And pull back in diagonal to the right. Letting that right shin bone saw back and forth in the air. Kick out hard and then pull in hard and resist yourself. So even as you pull in hard with your arms, your heel's still kicking out. And even when you're kicking out, you're still resisting holding on hard with your hands. So there's tension in both directions. Ever breathing. And eventually bring that big toe in as close as you can to your nose. And then set it down. Release that leg. I like to swing my right leg out to the side, kind of sweep the clutter out of the way. Just kind of jiggle it. I kind of wiggle myself around to find the corner of the chair like I'm riding a bicycle. I find the bicycle seat edge of the chair seat. My right leg out to the side so I can just kind of wiggle it around. The whole thigh hanging off the leg. Thigh hanging off the chair. Give it a good jiggle. We'll come back to this bicycle seat sensation in a moment, but we got to pick up the other side. So pick up both sides, swing your backside back to the middle of the chair seat. Pull the flesh away from the bones, get those sit bones situated, and then find that left leg. Bring that left thigh in up against your ribs. You can clasp your hands around the shin, around the knee. Shrug your shoulders away from your ears. Bring that left thigh in against your ribs. And then shift your weight to the front edge of your sit bones so that you're sitting tall. You're doing your best to breathe. Breathe against that thigh. This is a seated version of Ardha Uttanasana, half wind breathing posture. Squishing your guts a little bit, helping to move things along. Breathing, helping to move things along. You're going to take that left foot, flex it nice and flat, and cross your left ankle onto your right thigh. Feel for that groove near the kneecap. The groove on the thigh bone near the kneecap. Work that ankle bone into that groove, or if that's not comfortable for you, the ankle bone can hang off the side of the thigh. So choose your own adventure, whatever works best for you. Bottom foot is flat on the ground. In fact, those bottom toes stick out past the knee. So if you were to sneak a peek over the ledge, you can see your pedicure down there. Palms forward. Great big shoulder shrug. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. Find the chair seat or the backrest of the chair and lead the way with your heart. As you do this, press that left knee away and down without using your hands. Make that left thigh feel longer. Press that left knee away from you, and then press it down towards the ground. So there's more room for you to progress your chest forward. Keep on breathing. And then slowly sit up. Leave the legs as is. If this is your left leg crossed on top of your right thigh, your right foot's the one on the ground, you're going to take your left arm high to the sky, take that left arm diagonal across, and grab a hold of that heel. Left hand holding on the left heel. Right arm is now free to shoulder shrug that right arm up onto your back and find the backrest of the chair. And turn. Twist and shout. Good grip on that heel. You can pull back on the heel, push out with the heel, and lift your heart up. Let those shoulders drop down away from your ears. And breathe. And then slowly unwind. Still hold on to that foot. In fact, grab hold of that foot with both hands. Clasp your hands around the pinky toe side of the foot. Foot stays flexed flat. Shoulders down away from your ears. Nice long elegant neck as you sit up tall. Lift that leg up. And then begin to kick out diagonal. So that left leg kicks out towards the right corner, opposite the room. And then pull it back in. Bring that big toe towards your nose. You're going to kick out and pull in, sawing that shin bone back and forth in space. And as if you were sawing through a really dense piece of wood with a wide tooth saw, push hard in both directions. Push and pull. And if you can breathe during all of this, feel free to breathe. Push and pull a couple more times. And finally, sit up nice and tall. Do your best to breathe. And release. So take this left leg, clear the clutter out of the way as you swing that left leg off to the side, and scoot your bottom over to the left and find that corner of the chair seat. It's going to feel like you're riding on a bicycle seat. There's a little corner here sticking out between your thighs. Let your right knee open out to the side. You're going to heel toe wiggle that right foot wide out to the side, letting that right knee swing open like a gate. So the right knee is bent, right foot flat, left leg extended out to the side. Can you pivot on that heel to sweep the toes to point out, parallel to the front seat of the chair, front edge of the chair. So you're making a ballerina foot with that left toe. Big inhale, both arms all the way up. And exhale, release. Let your right elbow rest on your lap. Take that left arm, sweep it up and overhead into a great big side stretch. Top palm flat towards the ground. Lengthening out through the pinky finger. Sweeping back with the thumb. Right elbows on your lap. If you need to support your head, you can put your knuckles underneath your ear. Otherwise, feel free to let your head hang. And then notice what happens with that top shoulder. Okay, take that top palm, flip it up towards the sky. Feel that top shoulder slide in closer to your spine. Even feel that top arm bone pull in onto your back. Press that palm towards the sky, straight up overhead. And continue to rotate that top arm. So you're going to slip the back of your hand around your back, maybe to the chair back, maybe to the chair seat. And continue to turn your chest. You've got an elbow on your left, you've got a hand on the chair, and you're going to turn your chest open, letting your head hang the entire time. Turn that left breast towards the sky. Nice rotation. Both shoulders are shrugged away from your ears, head is hanging. Elbow on the knee, steering that knee wide open out to the side. And then unwind. All right. And bring that ballerina leg in. You're going to scooch the whole situation over to the other side. So scooch your hips over to the other chair corner, front edge of the chair. Get on it like it's a bicycle seat. You're going to shoot your right leg straight out to the side. Your best grand plie, your big wide-legged ballerina stance. Let your toes, your right toes point off to the side like a ballerina, just to stretch the top of the foot in a slightly different way. We're not weight bearing on the legs, so it doesn't really matter how we orient the foot. Just kind of more interesting this way with the toes turned out. Left leg swings open like a gate. So I took my left hand to the inside of my left thigh and I helped that left knee wide. And make sure those toes are sticking out in the same direction as like a wide stride between my thighs. All right, shoulders are up, back, and down. Left elbow on your lap. Right arm sweeps up alongside your ear. Coming into a great big side stretch. Get maximum length through the right side of your body. Right toes reaching away from right fingertips. Right thumbs sweeping back. Left elbows on your lap. Both shoulders shrugged away from your ears. And then notice what happens with that top shoulder, that top arm. When you take your top palm, flip it up towards the sky. Try to rotate that hand around as far as it will go. And that shoulder blade pulls in towards the spine. That arm bone tends to clunk into the shoulder joint. You kind of want to leave it there. And then take that top hand, press up like you're going to smack the sun. Continue to rotate that arm until you take the back of your hand, slip it around the small of your back. Maybe find the chair seat. Maybe find the backrest of the chair. Let that top shoulder really pin in towards the spine. Turn your chest open towards the sky. Bottom elbow on your left to give you a little bit more leverage to rotate your chest open even more. Nice deep chesty breath. Head hanging off the entire. And then unwind. I really like to do some of these supported poses using these props so we can get into variations on the regular old poses that just take you to a different place. You really can't quite get that twist if you were to do that pose freestanding in the middle of the room. Just want to have the leverage or the ease to breathe into it. All right, coming back to neutral, you're going to work your legs narrow. Knees bent, feet flat, coming back to where you started. So you're going to butt walk to the front edge of your chair seat once again. Pull the flesh away from your bones. The bones perch on the front edge of the chair seat. Toes inch forward so your toes stick out past your knees. Palms turn forward as you shoulder shrug. Let your arms dangle at your side. Shoulder shrug, inhale up. Exhale back. Head down. Great big inhale. Both arms come all the way up. And exhale, release. All right, locate your right leg. Lift your right leg up. Cross over the left. Now, when I crossed over, you might notice my left knee fell in. You're going to let your left knee fall in, but then you're also going to toe heel your left foot in. So you end up with your bottom shin vertical, straight up and down. Knee over the heel. Heel under the knee. Shoulders are up, back, and down. Nice vertical support on that bottom leg. Shoulders are up, back, and down. If this is your left leg on top, locate your right hand. Opposite diagonal arm. Take a great big inhale up. As you exhale, take that right arm diagonal across. Slice through the air with a pinky finger blade edge of your hand. So you end up with your palm turned up. And maybe you can hook the outside of your forearm or the outside of your elbow to the outside of that thigh. Palm turned up. Good. Right shoulder, shoulder turned up, back and down. Reach back for the backrest side of the chair. Lift your chest up and rotate. You got an elbow on your lap. You got a hand on the backrest of the chair. You've done a number of twists already. You should be able to get a good, deep rotation going. Now your legs are crossed. Might as well use that to your advantage. Just squeeze your thighs together. Tight. Squeezing your thighs together, pull in your pelvic floor, pull your belly in, and then turn your chest even more. I want to stabilize the lower half of your body and then twist the top half. And on one. I'm back. Let's do the other side. So right foot replaces left, dead center, middle. Left leg comes up and crosses over. Make sure you have heel bone underneath knee bone. Everything stacked up. Bottom toes peeking out past the knee. So the knee is directly over the heel. Shoulders are up, back, and down as you sit up tall. If this is your left leg on top, take your right arm up. And exhale, take the pinky finger blade edge of that hand diagonal across your body, through the sky. Drop the machete. Forearm on the outside of the shin, or maybe your elbow to the outside of that knee. Palm is turned up. Back shoulder shrugs onto your back. Back hand finds the backrest on the side of the chair as you turn, turn, turn. Elbow against thigh. Hand on the side of the chair. Rotate, rotate, rotate. And then check in. Make sure you're squeezing your thighs together, pulling in that pelvic floor, pulling in your belly, and then rotate a little bit more. And then on one. All right. Feet nice and flat. You're going to back it on up. Back your sit bones back. Get all the way back in that chair seat. Get really stable, really secure, because we're going to pick your legs up off the ground once again. Locate that right leg. Bring that right knee in towards your chest. We've been here before. Shoulders back and down. We've been there before. But from here, take your hands behind the knee, the back of the thigh. Shoulders back and down, chest lifted, shift forward onto your sit bones. And then kick that right leg straight. Show me the bottom of your foot. Kick that right leg straight. Shoulders down, chest lifted. You're sitting on the front edge of your sit bones, and I know that leg is very heavy. Do your best. Sit tall. To make that leg not feel so heavy, engage like you're pulling the leg into your pelvis. Try making the leg shorter. It's straight, but try making it shorter. Interesting muscle activation. And then release. And we'll do the other side. First, a nice deep breath. Big inhale up. Exhale back and down. And gather that left knee in towards your chest. Work your hands around behind the knee, the back of the thigh. Your shin is free. Shoulders back and down, chest lifted. Shift to the front edge of your sit bones. Sit up tall. Shoulders down. Good strong grip on the back of that leg as you kick it out. It's probably a wrong choice, bad choice of words. I don't want you to kick your leg out. I want you to straighten your leg and pull it in. Draw it into your pelvis. And sit up taller. Breathe a little bit more. And release. All right. I'm going to recommend you orient the way you are just so you can see what's going on. I'm going to turn sideways to demonstrate what's coming up next. You're going to once again find yourself sitting at the very front edge of your chair seat. So wiggle, walk your butt forward. Then take your legs nice and wide. Have your toes and knees pointing off in the same direction, and your legs are very, very wide. Do make sure both of your feet are on a sticky mat or a non-skid surface of some sort so that you can maintain control. Both feet on the same surface, knees wide. Because from here, you're going to lean forward, tip forward through your legs. Leave your hands on your lap, kiss your shoulder blades together, let your head hang heavy. Or if it appeals to you and it's available to you, you release your hands to the ground. And then begin to lift your hips up. Coming into Prasaritta Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. And in this wide-legged forward fold, extend your legs. Maybe turn your toes in a little bit. Find a good stable forward fold. Hands are touching something, either touching the ground or reaching through your legs to find the chair legs. Holding onto the legs of the chair, you might be able to pull yourself through a little bit more. Now, I've got a good grip on my chair legs, the feet of my chair, and I'm pushing them down into the ground. I'm driving the chair legs into the floor, and that helps me tip forward. If I'm not pulling the chair towards me or pushing it away, I'm jamming the feet of the chair into the ground. You might find yourself in a deeper forward fold. Elbows narrow, head hanging down through your legs. Head down, booty up. One hip, and a hamstring stretch. And it's one of those muscle activations you just can't get any other way. Grab a hold of those chair legs and push them into the floor. And slowly release that intensity. Put one hand down, put both hands down on the floor. Begin to bend your knees. Maybe let your toes turn out. Crawl one hand at a time, both hands up onto your lap. And slowly come all the way back up. You sit. And just take a moment to breathe. That's a very intense forward fold. And usually in those forward folds, we're not actually working or pushing or shoving with the upper body. But that variation activates the upper body muscles a little bit more than usual. And it really does affect your blood pressure. So we're going to take a few breaths just to calm ourselves down. That can be quite stimulating. Lots of blood flow to the brain, lots of blood flow to the neck and shoulders. We've done quite a bit of upper body stretching already. So, lots of circulation happening there. From here, you get to heel toe wiggle your feet. Shoulders back, chest lifted. I'm kind of butt walking, wiggling towards the front edge of the chair seat, making sure my sit bones are well connected. Inching my toes forward so they're sticking out past my knees. Palms forward, arms up my sides. Great big shoulder shrug, inhale up. Oh, exhale back and down. One more time. Great big shoulder shrug, great big yawn, inhale up. Oh, exhale back and down. One more time. Great big shoulder shrug, great big yawn, inhale up. Exhale back, head down. You can rest your hands in your lap. There is a mudra, or a posture of the hands, that is said to help you retain or recall memory. And earpiece falling out, sorry about that. It is performed by putting your right hand into the palm of your left. So both palms are up, and that right hand rests in the palm of the left. You touch the tips of your thumbs together. Shoulders down away from your ears, and then you just let your hands rest. Right hand is resting in the palm of the left, both palms are up. Tips. Shoulders down away from your ears. I invite you to close your eyes. Turn your attention inward. Review in your body all the places you've released and stretched. Find the inside corners of your eyes and let your eyes close. Let your eyebrows widen and separate from one another. Let your forehead become smooth. Relax your jaw. Let your tongue move all the way from the roof of your mouth. Your lips are together, but your teeth separate. Your tongue rests heavy. Let there be a heaviness, a base, for the back of your throat. And as your breath moves slowly in and out through your nose, past that heaviness in your throat, find a whispering, ocean-like sound to your breath. Feel that breath scraping through your throat. As you exhale, let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Let your ears hang towards the ground. As you let your ears hang low, let your shoulders wobble to and fro. As you drop your shoulders a little bit more away from you. At this point, if you like, you can release your arms as well. Palms turn forward. Soften Let your breath become deep. Deep, chesty breath into your heart. Maybe shift your heart forward a little bit as you inhale. Feel your weight shift to the front edge of your sit bones as you inhale. And as you exhale, feel your belly come in toward your spine. Let your lower back release. And find that happy center point, neither leaning forward nor tipping back, but running up and down the middle of your body through a central column. The breath continues to move slowly in and out through your nose. As your buttocks release and your sit bones settle in, and your thighs relax, your toes spread. Find a comfortable settling. You surrender. Letting go. Breathing slowly, gently in and out through your nose. Cultivating that whispering ocean-like sound at the base of your throat. Feel almost as if you're being lifted up through the string attached to the top of your head. Let your body move a little bit with each breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, wiggle your jaw, wiggle your nose, reach and stretch and yawn. A full body stretch, reaching through fingers, reaching through toes, stretching. Then release. Eyes are open, palms come together at your heart. Namaste. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.